Rob, let's move to college sports. And Anthony Gonzalez, remember him? He was a really nice receiver for Ohio State. Actually played about 5 years, I believe it was, in the NFL. He now is a United States representative, a Republican in Ohio, and he is pushing forward for federal legislation that would enable college athletes to make money off of their likenesses, images, and, like the endorsement money, like the law in California. This is federal, so this would be across the whole nation. That's what makes it differ from what just passed in California. And Rob, to be honest, this is the next step. Like, there's no way the NCAA is just going to leave all the schools in California out. And New York and 11 other states now are looking at legislation to allow athletes to make money off their names, images, and likenesses. And so this is coming. And the next step is federal legislation, because that will even things out and have every school in the nation playing by the same rules. So I think this has to happen. The NCAA is, of course, going to fight. Now, Gonzalez, we said he went to Ohio State. Gene Smith, the AD there. Gene Smith has talked about he doesn't really like this, California legislation, and it's complicated and blah, blah, blah. And Gonzalez has said he's going to listen to Smith before he, really tries to push this thing through. But it's got to happen. And I think all of the people who are speaking out against this, let's just keep it real, because maybe everybody doesn't understand this. The schools still would not be paying the athlete.
Right. This is about their own likeness and being able to cash that in and capitalize on that. This is not about paying. You're right, Chris.
And here's where this just shows you the greed of the schools and the NCAA. Like, UCLA had that record deal with Under Armour a few years ago where they got $280 million, I believe it was. And what if some of that money could have went to, say, Josh Rosen or Lonzo Ball? So now, instead of getting $280 million, maybe UCLA is getting $100 million, and the players, some other players with big names, are getting the rest of that, or whatever it might be. That shows you the greed of the schools, because that's what this is about.
They want it all.
They want it all.
They want it all, and they don't want to share with the players, even though the players are the sport. And I mean any player, not just the current players, but anybody who's playing. And that's the thing that drives me crazy, is that people don't look at it that way. Oh, they got a free education. What do they want? It's amateur sports. It's not amateur.
No, it's not.
And the gall of the NCAA and all these coaches who are supposedly all about the kids and the players, Chris. Coach K has a Nike deal with, but he doesn't wear Nikes.
Right.
He doesn't wear Nikes during the game.
He certainly doesn't play in them.
The players.
And you're right. He doesn't wear them during the game.
He wears shoes.
Nobody sees Coach K when he's in his Nikes at practice.
This is what I'm saying. And he has a deal for millions of dollars. And
right.
You
could even, at the very least, you could say, okay, if it was the school, at least we get it. It's the school. It's Coach K.
Yes. Because
it
Coach,
makes
you know why?
Absolutely no sense.
Because Coach K is the one who determines what sneakers they're wearing. Yep. So he's the one. It ain't the administration.
Yep.
It is, Chris, the idea anywhere else, let people, if they can make, as long as it's not illegal, why do you care what they're doing with their own likenesses? You remember like they gave, remember at Ohio State? That when they gave the players rings terrible. Or whatever, and they traded them in for tattoos or whatever. Dude, that's my ring.
Right.
You gonna tell me I can't sell my ring?
Right. I mean, even as that was going on, I was like, hold on. You gave them the ring. You gave them the jerseys. Those are theirs.
Once you give it to me, I can do whatever I want with it. Now, I didn't steal the jerseys from the cabinet, Chris, and then hocked them or sold them. That's wrong. You gave me this jersey. I can do. If I want to give it to my little brother, I can give it to my little brother. If I want to sell it for some tattoos or trade it, why not?
Right. Now, here's another twist, Rob. I don't know if you saw this
I
story.
love that it's a federal thing, that this guy's trying to do it on a federal level, because California has done a number of things, Chris, where they're always out in front. Yep. I think they were the ones who did the no smoking first, right, in restaurants and public places, and it caught on all over the country.
Yeah, the millennials might not remember, but I mean,
it was California.
When we grew up, smoking was all over the place. They smoked on airplanes. I can't imagine being on an airplane now with smoking.
I flew to Europe, and if you remember, Chris, it was the last 12 rows. I was in the 13th row, and I probably smoked 6 packs of cigarettes on my way to Europe with secondhand smoke.
Yeah, contact.
Yes.
Yep. Well, another interesting thing, Rob, Nancy Skinner, who's a senator in California, I believe. This story's in the LA Times. She believes that this type of law, really SB 206, which was the California law, could have a negative disparate, these are direct words from the story, negative disparate impact on female student athletes. And first of all, I think that's hogwash, because every athlete, male, female, whatever your sport, it's going to be available to you to get endorsements or get paid for your likeness. And everybody's thinking Nike, McDonald's, Adidas, all that.
It could be a local place.
It could be a little local car dealership.
Yes.
That wants to have the female lacrosse team come in and say hello and shake hands and kiss babies for an hour, and you get some money.
No doubt about it.
So everybody could benefit from this. But what I like about this, and I'm not trying to let the schools off the hook, where I do think at some point they need to pay the players too. That's more complicated. But what I do like about this, at least this first step of letting them, capitalize on their images, likenesses, and names, is that it is America. It is American capitalism, in that you get what you're worth.
The country was built on it.
Right. So if there's one dude on the football team who everybody loves and is the big superstar, and he gets this, 6-figure offer, and no one else at the school, no other athlete gets it, that's America.
It's the same
That's
way.
That's America. We all deal with that, right? In real life.
Yes. We work at Fox Sports. Colin's making more than everybody. We know it, Chris, don't we?
Right.
We still signed our deals. We still going to do our job. We can't go in, Colin making more money than us. If you're on the Angels and you just saw Trout get $430 million.
Thank you.
And you're a first-year guy making a minimum, Chris, of $500,000 or $400,000. That's how it is. That's how it works.
Thank you. And look, I've got 2 daughters in college. I got a female wife. I love women. But I don't want to hear about the women got to get as much as the men in this case. If the woman is a superstar, if she's the next Serena Williams, she'll get it.
And you know what?
But the women's sports don't generate what the men's sport, and it's not because they just put the men's sports on TV.
So in
this country, it just drives more revenue. That's it, period.
You said you got two daughters in college. I'm putting 40 girls through school at this point.
Look at you. It ain't even, it's a worship Wednesday. How dare you? Look, I think, I'm sorry, and it's not a male-female thing.
No, I know what you're saying.
The male wrestler isn't going to make as much as the male basketball player if somebody's going to get paid. Right?
And if he does, more power to him.
Right. If he's that great.
Say if he was a great
an Olympic gymnast at your school, she's going to get paid.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And she get paid more than some of the male athletes, even some of the basketball and football players. So it's going to be capitalism. And that's what we say we want. So as long as that's what it is, I think that's one thing that is good about this. And we can't make it all equal. Everybody gets the same. No, college is about preparing kids for the real world. And that's the real world in America. Capitalism. So let these people capitalize on their likenesses. So I like it. Let's see what the callers think, Rob.
Let's start with Russell in Alabama. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Russell?
Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for keeping my commute from Atlanta to Auburn alive. So I appreciate that, Chris.
Thank you.
I jumped on your bandwagon when you finally decided. You're like, hey, LeBron is going to Miami. I don't know if you remember that. You're the only dude that said that. Anyway, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm an economics professor down here in Auburn, man, and I'm really trying to lay out this stuff to these students. And I listen to you guys. I don't want to say I plagiarize your stuff, but I got a question for you, right? So you're assuming you want to move to pure capitalism. Is that correct? Because there's no such thing as pure capitalism. We know that. But let me ask you, isn't capitalism limited or laissez-faire government involvement, correct? So isn't this what you're doing? You're saying that, the state of California or any kind of government policy is going to override I know the NCAA is a nonprofit, but at the same time, that's the employer, correct? That's the group that's you're part of.
So are you saying it's not really capitalism because the government is really the one making this happen? Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's what I'm interested in. That's a very tough, hazy point, right? It's just like a federal law overarching some state law where the states have their rights to do this. And so it's tough because I know this is the infancy stages of this law. You guys know that, right?
Hey, Russell,
What school are you at? What school are you at?
Auburn.
Okay, Auburn. Okay,
Russell,
go ahead.
Let me just say
I got
this.
a question for him.
Let me just say this. Okay, real quick. It's just like the salary cap in say the NFL or some of these sports. Those would be struck down.
That's not free capital, right?
Right, they would be struck down if they went to court. Players sign or agree, Chris, to work under those rules. Do you see what I'm saying? If you took that to court, you would beat that. They can't tell you how much you can make.
It's not free market.
Right. Or where you have to work. You agree to that, right? That you're going to go into the draft, and then they're going to send you wherever they tell you to go. That none of that would hold up by law of federal law.
Keep Russell on. I want to ask you this because you're an expert, and I'm not. I'm just saying we're in a capitalistic society. I'm not saying it doesn't have its flaws, but I'm just saying this seems to be in line with it. But let me ask you this: you're at Auburn, okay? You see the big time college football players. From my experiences talking to these guys who now have made the pros, and Rob may feel the same way, even though we talk about, you get the free education, I have had players tell me, you can't get like one of the real challenging degrees as a big-time college football or basketball player.
No, they don't have time for it.
Because you just don't have the time. Right. So this stuff about an education, I'm not saying you're not getting something, but I don't think they're able to really maximize that education. And, of course, that's talking about the ones that stay for 4 or more years. So what you see at Auburn, are these big-time football players really able to be normal college students academically? I don't mean in other ways. Academically, if they're at a school like Auburn.
Did we lose Russell? We lost him.
Did we lose him?
Oh, we lost him. Oh,
I wanted to hear it because, he's an economics professor at Auburn.
Wow.
I told y'all keep him on.
All right,
go ahead.
Max in Georgia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Max, are you with this?
Hey, gentlemen, I'm definitely with it. I wanted to rattle off some things. I appreciate y'all taking the call. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right?
Yep.
So for me, guys and girls all above the age 18, they can go out in the world, they can dance on a pole, they can make adult films, they can fight for their country, they can vote, they can drive, etc., all of which make money. Why not athletes in their sport of choice?
Thank you.
All of which, if
absolutely
not most, have been playing since they were 6 years old, if not younger. For me, there was a girl who's 13. Nike just signed her. She's a big-time soccer player, and she was going to go to the University of North Carolina, which is the best program in the country. She turned it down because she wanted to make more money with Nike, and that's what her obligation was to do. So her family and her just turned it down. It was in the news recently. She's getting paid a boatload of money.
And why not, Max? Why not?
Exactly.
Because here's the thing.
She's put herself in that position to where she can dictate and be able to get that kind of money.
Right. And if people want to say, well,
Max.
what if soccer doesn't work out? Okay, what if she fizzles out and
Chris,
just
go back to
doesn't
school.
get better? Right. Now you got the money to go to school.
Right, go back to school. I don't when I hear people say that all the time, whoa, what if it doesn't work? Go back to school or go get a job like everybody else.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Hey, Dan in Detroit, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dan?
Hello.
Hey, what's
up, man?
Oh, it's Jay in Detroit.
Jay,
Hey,
okay,
listen,
sorry about that.
love your show. I never thought I'd like anything Rob Parker does.
Oh,
but I do like the show.
Wow, thank you, Jay.
It is Jay. Anyway, listen, I understand, and nobody with good sense would say someone should have money made off of them and they don't get a cut.
Right.
It's common sense. But look at it closely. You just mentioned the little girl, the girl 16. See, I graduated when I was 17, and I got a scholarship, went on full scholarship just to Central State in Ohio, but I was 17. And say I was real good wherever I went, and I'm going to tell you, at 17, if I got $100,000, my thought pattern and behavior would be a lot different than the normal, what do they call it?
You saying you think you would have wasted it?
Yeah, I was wasted it, and I probably would have my whole attitude on life would have been different. That's what I'm saying. I understand that it's like slavery that they're doing to the kids. Jalen Rose, which is somebody that's cool. We're in Detroit. You know, I know him. He was the first one that really brought that up. That was really peed off about it because of the Fab Five stuff when they were really changing.
They sold all that stuff with the Fab Five, and they got nothing. Right.
I'm gonna say this to your point. To your point, look. First of all, the kids, their money, they can do what they want. I would, like, if I say I was in that position and I was playing in college and I was getting $100,000 a year or something, that would have really been going into a bank account that my parents, you know what I mean? My parents would have been there to handle. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't have, parents that kind of are that astute.
Right.
But I would like to see the money kind of, at least a good part of it, placed in some type of fund for these guys, these athletes, so that when they get out, it's there for them. But, some of their families have immediate needs.
Let's exactly. Let's squeeze in a couple more. Jeff in Tulsa, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, fellas, how are you? Thankfully, I didn't follow that professor because my information is not as profound as that guy's. But
he was taking us into deep waters.
No, he was going to. Yeah, it was going to be a while. If he'd stayed connected, I'd still be waiting on hold. But look, if I'm Tommy Bjornson from Appleton, Wisconsin, and I'm a sophomore volleyball player on a D1 scholarship because I'm a pretty good dang volleyball player, and I can't make money off my likeness, I mean, that's too bad, right?
Right.
But if I'm Adrian Peterson, to use an older name,
right,
and I'm coming out of high school and I'm the number one running back in the country and I can make money off my jersey and my likeness, let's do it. I mean, more power to me. I love Tommy Bjornson. If I'm watching volleyball, he's the number one guy I watch. But if he can't make that happen, that's...
the sport
Jeff,
is not
100%,
as popular.
right.
Doesn't generate as much money.
You know
Let's
what?
face it, it's football and basketball.
No doubt
in
about
college.
it. Jaime in Bakersfield, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Love your show.
Thank you.
Let me speak a little experience here. I have a daughter who was offered 4 scholarships to wrestle in college, and none of them were good enough for her to take it. So I don't have a problem with kids making money. My only concern is, what are you going to do with that money? Are you going to pay taxes with the money? Because I have to pay taxes anytime I make any cent.
Oh, no, you got to pay
I'm
taxes.
sure they have to. Yeah, they got to pay
You know
taxes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll pay
So-
taxes.
They got to pay. It's just like a college kid who's not an athlete making money from some
Right.
job or
Right.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But anyways, that's just my concern.
All right,
All
Jaime,
right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.